Hi, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Two Opinionated. So excited today. I get to welcome back one of my favorite actors, Vincent M Ward. So welcome back, Vincent.
Hey, man. Thank you for having me back. I appreciate it.
If you can believe it, and I couldn't believe it when I went back, we released the episode we did with you last time, which Mark Roberts from the Dead Cards was on with us. Mm-hmm. That was back in May. Yeah, he was on. It was like May 2020.
Right.
Now so it's been over 2 years.
Wow.
Can you believe it? It was so that was our 115th episode was your last visit, which was pretty good. But today we released 417.
Wow.
So it's been 2 years. We've been busy.
That's a lot, man.
That's a lot of talking.
Yeah. I'll say that's a lot of running your mouth. Congrats on that.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. So you've kept pretty busy yourself.
I'm trying, man. You know, I do stuff and I keep it moving. You know, I'm just waiting for that next big thing. So
I saw you popped up on the Connors.
That was some years ago. Yeah, I had a good time, man. Matter of fact, it was so fun because me and the director was like, where did we know each other from? And I'm like, man, I don't know. He kept on naming some shows he directed. And then I just recently figured it out. We worked together on Two Broke Girls.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So it was the same director from the Connors to Two Broke Girls. So
you've been at this a while. You're starting to run into the same people.
Yeah. But I want to run into them all the time. I don't want to do 1 year and then go a whole 5-6 years and I run into them again. How about we meet every week on the same show? That's the
Yeah. Well, catch us up. I want to talk about the last Saturday night, but catch us up. What have you been up to over the last couple of years?
Well, man, I've been trying to get some of my projects out. Actually, 2 of them are supposed to come out this year. One is called The Stepdaddy. It's a horror movie based on the remake of The Stepfather. And
but there were several of those.
Yeah. The Stepfather movies was very popular. And then I did something called Devilreaux, which is something that I created. It's like the new age Candyman. And then Candyman came out. But the crazy thing about it, Tony Todd is playing my father. And
that's pretty awesome. And that's one you were working on the last time we talked. Mm-hmm. And you were doing a graphic novel with it.
Yep. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, this stuff, it takes time, man. You know, if it was up to me, it'd be out tomorrow. So you still have to edit, still get to get the distribution and all that other stuff. And I just filmed a movie with Danny Trejo called 7 Cemeteries. So it was Danny Trejo, Lou Temple, myself.
You got the gang together.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So, and you know, we're just trying to make some things happen, man. And I'm up for a few auditions that I went on, waiting to hear back from. So we shall see.
Yeah. Well, I saw you've been working some with
and a voiceover for a huge game that's coming out.
Ooh,
it comes out every year. I can't say the name, but it starts with a 2.
All right.
So it's coming out soon.
Yeah, that's exciting. You need to do more voiceover work.
But you know, the thing about it is, in this game, they're actually using my face as well. So
that's awesome.
Yeah. So it's not just my voice; it's my face.
Are you going to get the game and play? I would totally play that game if it was me.
Most definitely. And a lot of times, they don't even tell you what you're working on. But for this situation, they had to tell you. When it's a voiceover, it's just like I did Grand Theft Auto. Is it Grand Theft Auto? I think it was Grand Theft Auto. And I did went in, did the lines and all this. And I never knew what it was until like 3 or 4 years later, when somebody was like, I didn't know you was on Grand Theft Auto. I was like, What?
I was.
Yeah. And then they put it on my IMDb, but I never knew what the game was.
Yeah, that's exciting. I'd love to have me in a game. I'd still suck at the game, but it'd be cool to have me in there.
Yeah, man. So just working on those things, and I couldn't think of the guy's name. I just had to look his name up. Oh my God, that was in 7 Cemeteries with us. Efren Ramirez. Efren played. He was in Napoleon Dynamite. When he was there.
Yeah.
Both for Pedro.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's in the 7 Cemeteries.
When's that one come out?
I think they're trying to get it out around October.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's like a horror comedy. It's like a horror comedy. Yeah. And it's actually, I had to play a zombie in it. Me and Lou had to play a zombie. What it is Danny Trejo needs help killing this witch. And he brings back some of his old friends that's dead, which is us. And we come back as zombies. But it's funny. We talk and everything, but it's
all right.
Hilarious. Yeah.
Well, you never got turned on Walking Dead, right?
No, I'm still.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
I'm still laying in Woodbury, hoping they come back and get me. Please, somebody come back.
You finally got to play a zombie.
For this, but I never wanted to turn anyways.
No. But you've been doing some stuff with Jeff Davis, right?
Yeah, we haven't started yet, though.
You haven't started yet? Yeah, I keep seeing the stuff on it. So
yeah, they promote it, but we haven't even started. We start in September, I believe.
Oh yeah,
back in Ohio. So yeah.
Oh, you coming our way?
Yeah, that's where I'm from. Anyway.
Yeah, I know Dayton. I knew you were from Dayton.
So yeah, I'll be flying into Dayton. We're filming in Indiana.
Oh, me and Mark may need to make a trip.
Yeah, man, we'll be there. I think I'm only filming like one day, and I think it's on a Sunday. So I'm in and out, but I'll be in Dayton for a while, spending some time with my family. So
yeah, that's great. Well, that's great. So let's talk the last Saturday night. Speaking of projects that have taken a while to get out. See, I'm not used to this stuff. This is the first thing I've ever worked on. I was like, seriously, when is this thing coming out?
Yeah, and you know what? And I think let's blame it on the pandemic. Well,
that is a big part of it.
Yeah, because for voiceover, it really, once we do the stories or whatnot, you would think it wouldn't take that long. But hey, the studios was closed. People, you had to make sure people are available and all that.
That's right. The great thing about it is it turned out terrific. I mean, it sounds really, really good.
It better. You got the legendary, what's the guy's name on there?
It's got Ed Asner on there.
Yeah. I mean, that's a legend right there. So it better be right.
Yeah, his big episode was episode 5. That came out last week. Episode 6 came out today.
That's my episode, I believe.
That you're in episode 6. That's the birthday episode, but your sexy episode's episode 4.
God, so embarrassing. But the crazy thing about it though is years ago I did a adult CD. It was adult poetry. It was called Don't Talk, Just Listen. And it was erotic poetry. But I was so shy when somebody booked me to do it in person.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, it's different when you're just on the microphone and you're talking mess and all that. But when somebody book you in person to do it and you have people staring at you.
Oh yeah. That's awkward.
I wasn't pushing, I was pushing it, in this CD. I wasn't holding anything back. So, but it's a little different then.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awkward if you got to look at people while you're doing it.
Yeah, and the women looking at you like this, like.
Well, I was gonna say, were you giving them some eyes back?
I remember the first time I had to do it in person, right? And they only asked me to do one poem, song, or whatnot. And I was so nervous. And they was like, "You okay?" I was like, "Yeah." And I said, "Yeah." I said, "But this is my first time doing it in person." Now I do live theater. I love theater. Loved it. That's how I start. That's where I started acting at. But this was different. They was like, "Do you want a drink?" And I'm not a big drinker. I'm a big guy, but I'm a lightweight. And I was like, "Yeah, give me a margarita." And I gulped that thing down and he gave me another one. And I swear I couldn't remember any of the words. I was just up there just pretty much dancing like I'm waiting for them to throw apples and oranges at me any moment. But they enjoyed it. They enjoyed it.
Say maybe that's the career I need to get into. Erotic poetry.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That'd be a disaster.
You can put that country vibe on it. Hey there, lady.
I was gonna say there's nothing sexy about that. That sounds terrible.
You can make it sound like country singing.
That's true.
Might be something different.
Maybe we're on to something. Maybe that's our next project. We'll start bringing in different actors and we'll just do sexy poetry.
There it is. Yeah, but to hear it's so weird to hear yourself do something like that. You know, you just sit there and just smile, and I just was shaking my head like, oh my.
Well, have you listened to your episode?
Yeah,
on
that's what I'm talking about. That's what I was
well, so what'd you think of getting over the embarrassment part? What'd you think?
Oh, I loved it. I loved it, man. It was professional. Everybody and everybody was so nice and professional and on time. That's key to me. You know, especially driving somewhere far and they just had you sit there and all that other stuff. True story. Not to get off the subject of, you know, what we're here for. But I remember one time I was auditioning for a voiceover. Yeah. And I probably had been on 75, 80 auditions for voiceovers. Didn't get any. And first of all, I already got to drive an hour to get there, you know, to my agent's office. Then you got to sit there for another hour. It's just like, man, that day I was just fed up.
Yeah,
I was sitting there. And plus my confidence was already down, you know, for the simple fact I hadn't booked anything.
Right.
But this particular day, I was emailing my manager and I was letting them know that I don't want to do the voiceovers anymore. And I swear to you, before I could push send, they called me back to auditions. Like, Vince, it's your turn. You know, I turned my phone off. I never did push send. I didn't push send, turned my phone off. Went in there, did the audition, okay? I came out, I had a message. It was from my manager. And I'm like, wait a minute. I didn't push send. Why is she calling me? You know, I thought it was odd. So I called her and I was like, hey, what's going on? And she's like, I just want to let you know that you booked your first voiceover audition, your first gig. And I was like, wow, I was about to push send to tell them that I wanted to quit. And from that day on, I said, you know what? I never just quit anything. You got to be patient. With this business, with this industry, you have to be patient. You have to have faith. And the thing about, I don't know if you know who Donnie McClurkin is. But Donnie McClurkin is a big gospel singer. He said, we fall down, but we get up. Yeah. So I was doing the voiceover for his radio station called Gospel Gold. And, you know, I'm a guy, you know, I believe in God and whatever. So I was just like, sat there and was like, okay, God, I understand. You know, it's not on my time, it's on your time.
That's right.
And the thing is, like, the one thing that I booked was dealing with something that I'm really and truly into and believe in.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's actually really good advice because although it would have been hilarious if you had hit send and then she called, that would have been hilarious.
I would say, man, the day you decide to quit might be the day that God decides to bless you.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. Well, all right. So tell me a little bit about your role on the last Saturday night. Who do you play?
I pretty much play myself.
Yeah. There's a lot of similarities there.
Yeah, man. It wasn't like a far reach or anything like that. I was just pretty much, I forgot my character's name.
Ed, I believe.
Ed. But I was pretty much being myself. Of course, putting a little extra on it, trying to be extra charming, whatnot, and funny. And I still can't believe that. It's like, where did they even find me? How do we even find each other? How did I even get connected to this? You know what I mean? Because
this guy got you connected.
Yeah, but it wasn't even like through my agent or anything, was it? I don't
know. I just reached out to you and asked if you'd be interested.
See, there it is. That's how things work sometimes.
It's the voice, man. I was listening. I listening to our interview, and I was like, man, he'd be good.
Yeah,
on last Saturday night.
So I mean,
I was right.
Thank you.
And I'm not right very often.
But no, I had a great time, and like I said, everybody was so nice. The young lady that I was sitting with, she was very charming.
That was Allison, right?
Yeah,
Allison Dunbar. Yeah, and you guys had some sparks.
Yeah, I mean, it's different when you like face to face looking at each other. It's actually kind of, in that situation, it's kind of easier, especially when it's attractive person too. So
how do you not get tickled though? Like I would get, I'd get tickled. I think I'd have trouble not laughing at the situation.
Well, that's where
because you're not in, because it's a voiceover, so you're not, stuff isn't actually happening. You're just pretending it's happening. I guess that's the acting part.
Yeah, that's definitely the acting part, and that's the this is what they hired you for part.
Yeah.
So you just go in there and you be professional, and like I said, when a person is little easier on the eyes, it's easier to do it.
Yeah.
But she was so professional too, so it's like, okay, I gotta bring my A game. She bringing her A game. I'm like, I ain't gonna look like the chump. So
yeah. Now Allison, she's such a good actress, and a good improviser as well, which probably doesn't hurt in those situations, even though you had lines.
Yeah, and improvising does make it a lot easier. Like I was saying earlier about, I started off doing theater.
Yeah.
You better be able to improvise stuff just in case you mess up.
Yeah.
So by people being able to flow and improvise, it's always good to have a good partner to dance with too. So it makes it a lot easier. Because I know sometimes you'll go on a commercial audition and you audition with somebody and you be like, I ain't gonna get the part because of this person, know? And because people can throw you off. And sometimes
that's true.
You might have a bad day. Somebody might think of you like that.
Yeah, that's true. You don't think about that, but if you're watching it, you can definitely tell if the chemistry is not there between the actors.
Mm-hmm. I remember going on an audition with this kid for a commercial, and I was like, I know I'm not getting the part, but I got a call back, right? That's when you go back, and they break it down to a smaller group. And I saw him sitting over there. I was like, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about then, because I thought the dude was awful. And he might have even got the part, and I didn't. So people know what they're looking for. So, I mean, sometimes what we might think is bad is good to whoever's hiring you.
Yeah, that's truth. You never know. A lot of acting, it's all based on what somebody's looking for and the connection that you make. It really has, I think, not as much to do with how talented you are.
Yeah. I've been on auditions when I walked out of there and I told myself, I killed that part. Got it. Killed it. And didn't get nothing.
Yeah.
I've been on auditions where I feel like I ain't getting that and got the part. So you never know what people are looking for.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
That's one of the hardest things about this career is not getting down on yourself, especially when you're memorizing and studying all these lines and you don't hear anything back. That's tough. That's tough mentally. Tough mentally and emotionally. It's hard on you. And psychologically,
It has to be. Have you got to the point now where you just do the audition and walk out and you're just like, don't even think about it again until you hear something?
I would say yes and no. And the reason why I say that, and this is God's honest truth, 2 weeks ago, I said to myself, I'm just going to let the stuff go.
Yeah.
Whatever I do in the audition, because we really haven't went back in person. Right now, my wife she still reads for me or whatnot. But it got to a point where I was just so hard on myself that I was just like, man, I just had to pray about it. I was like, you just got to let the stuff go. And whatever's going to happen is going to happen. And a lot of times, you know, I'm not saying I do this, but I know some people who do. They base their career off of people's career on social media, or, you know, you might see your friends on TV and you start feeling some kind of way. Not that you're jealous or envious, but you will ask, well, I know I do on this part. I would be like, well, what's going on with me?
Well, I would be the same way. You'd be like, what am I doing wrong?
Mm-hmm. And one of the hardest things, especially like for commercial auditions, and I ran across this like 3 months ago, is to see the commercial that you auditioned for. And it runs over and over and over. I swear to you, I have four commercials that I had auditioned for and I didn't get. And those commercials just ran over and over. I got to the point, you know, you start calculating like, I could have had this much money. You know?
See, I would do, you should do a YouTube channel and you play the commercial, but then you act out the commercial as it's playing. And you'd be like, see, the whole channel would just be stuff you didn't get.
Oh, yeah. Man, that'd be sweet. But then you'll be reminded of the ones that you didn't get.
Well, that's true. That's true. That's one of many reasons why I wouldn't be an actor. I couldn't handle the rejection.
Well, that's part of it, man. And I tell people all the time, if somebody give you something just to be giving you something, be aware. Be aware. You know, if it's, especially if somebody, I got another story for you. I remember maybe 7 years ago, this guy hit me on Facebook. He said, Vince, you don't know me, but, you know, I help a lot of American actors do movies in Asia. And I'm like, okay. Right. And he was like, you know, he said, I just wanted to introduce myself, but when something comes up, I'll let you know. I said, okay. A year later, to that day, he hit me up to film in Malaysia. And he's like, I have something for you. He said, it's in Malaysia, but you have to be able to go in 4 weeks. You're going to be there for 3 months. I went to Malaysia and guess what? Everything was legit.
Really?
Everything was legit.
You never know.
Yeah, the money was legit. Where I stayed was beautiful. Everything. It's just like me. I just filmed in Peru a few months ago. Somebody from Facebook hit me up. And then I started thinking about the first guy. I'm like, okay, maybe they might be, you know. And when I went to Peru, everything was legit.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Everything.
I've always heard you have to be in that yes mindset. You gotta say yes to more things than you say no to anyway.
But you got to be cautious too, though, especially if you're going to a different country.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you don't want to put yourself at risk.
Yeah, and you know, and I tell you, when we were driving up those mountains in Peru, I was like, oh my God, I was scared, man. I was scared because the winding roads and people was passing people. And for the whole 2.5 weeks, I thought I had COVID, but I didn't. It was because we were so far up.
Oh, the altitude was getting you.
Oh my God. I was calling her, I told my wife, I said, I think I'm dying. I couldn't sleep.
Well, you dehydrate so easy in altitude.
I enjoyed the people, but I did not like the whole altitude thing. But I took a chance and it paid off.
Yeah. Yeah, that's terrific.
Yeah,
hey, when you filmed your scene for last Saturday night, was was Jennifer Nash, was she directing you?
She just let us go.
Yeah. But she was there though, right?
Yeah. She just kept saying, "We love what you're doing. We love what you're doing." so I
thought she did a good job. I thought writing it out. She wrote it. I thought she did such a good job, but she wasn't like married to it. She was fine with you taking some stuff and making it your own and kind of being comfortable with it.
Yeah, because you have to think about it too. Say the character, black guy. Okay. This is a white woman,
Right.
So she's like, okay, how would the guy say this? So you got to give people leeway sometimes. You know, I know actors sometimes who you give them some leeway, it just gets ridiculous. It's like, dude, you didn't change the whole script. That's disrespectful to the writers.
Well, that's right.
So, if it was a different word that I might want to use or a different way to say it, of course, anybody would be open to that. You know what I mean? And she was open to it. I pretty much try to stick to the script because this is how they wrote it. And it's up for me to say it the way that they wrote it. And then you have some actors, every time you do a scene, they'd be like, well, how was that? Like, look, if they had a problem with it, they would tell you they have a problem with it. Don't keep asking how it was.
Yeah.
Just do it. So
that's right. Just do it.
Yeah. We ain't trying to be here all day.
Well, even the little part that I did, she was writing it with the thought that the person was from West Virginia. And there was a couple of words there that I was like, nah, that's not how we'd say that. And let me change that. Most of it was great, but there was a couple of little words and I was like, no, that's not quite right. And we kind of talked through that, but she was real open to that.
Yeah. I mean, because you wanted to be authentic, if this is how West Virginia would say it, then that's what you're there for. It's a team effort.
Yeah, it's a team effort. Would you say, who would you say that The Last Saturday Night is for? Who should be listening to it?
I think it's for everybody. It's a combination of everybody, right? White, Hispanic, is an Asian person on there? It's for everybody. It's entertainment.
Well, we all went through it.
Yeah.
Nothing that's on the series is it's really not made up. It's all based on stuff that actually happened during the pandemic.
Yeah, and the thing about it is, if you're trying to be entertained, you don't worry about who looks like what. You just sit there and listen and be entertained. Are you not entertained? Like Shaq would say, but you just sit there, you listen to it, and you have a good time. You laugh and keep it moving.
Well, I think you're terrific in it. I'd say I was joking a little bit before, but it really was when I was talking with Jennifer about you. I was like, I really think he'd be great, and I was right. You're so good at it, and you and Allison were so good together.
Yeah, man. We got to do part 2 before another virus comes.
Oh yeah, yeah. Season 2's coming. That's she's working on it. So yeah, we got to find out what happened to Ed.
Yeah, man. Ready, Eddie.
No, it was really fun getting to listen to it all put together because it really is a great cast. Mm-hmm. It's loaded. It's got Ed Asner. We're 99% positive that was the last thing he ever did.
Yeah,
so that's pretty amazing. Yeah, it's pretty amazing. Eric Roberts is in it. Sherilyn Fenn is, the kind of the driver. She's playing Gigi, who the show's kind of revolving around, and it's loaded.
Yeah, it's not like you don't have some people that people know.
Or at
least seen something.
Well, and it's a good mixture. I think it's got newer actors, like this generation, and then it's got actors that were big when I was growing up.
Yeah.
You know, Charlene Tilton's in there that was on Dallas. You know, she was Lucy on Dallas, and it's you know, I think it's a good mixture of generations, which is why I think anybody would enjoy this show.
Right. It's just pushing it out there so more people can see
That's it.
Hear and connect and network and all that other good stuff.
I know, isn't that interesting with stuff? There's no, like with podcasts, you don't drop a podcast or an audio drama and it doesn't get 1 million listens right off the bat.
Right.
You know, it takes a little while because it has to get out there. It's not like you put it on a TV and everybody's watching it.
Yeah.
You know, you got to build that audience and get people listening. But I do think that quality wise and with the cast and the writing, it's worth people's time. It's good.
Yeah. And, you know, just people got to support. That's you know, I always harp on the thing that people support people that they know. No, people support people will support people that they don't know. More
That's right.
That they do know.
Yeah, I know. And it's hard, you know, like you don't want to just be bugging people that you know, hey, check this out and stuff, but you kind of have to because that's the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Well, Vincent, it's always great to talk with you. We need to do this more often. We shouldn't wait 2 years.
Hey, man, we're back, man. I'm with it. And you know what? I might be doing a convention near West Virginia, so I'll keep you posted.
Yeah, keep me posted because we cover some conventions. We'll come out.
Okay, I'll keep you posted, brother.
Did you do the camp this year down in Georgia? No,
I didn't do the camp this year.
No, I didn't go down there either. I know Mark was down there with a bunch of them, but yeah, we weren't quite ready to make that big of a trip. We're still staying fairly local, but it's
that ain't around the corner.
No.
Somebody
that's a little
to say hi.
Oh yeah, I heard her earlier. Yeah. Pretty.
Yes, we're taking to get a haircut Monday. It's time.
Oh no, it looks pretty good.
Yeah.
I thought I heard a dog earlier. Yeah, it's about that time. Well, Vincent, thank you so much. Real quick though, before you go, run through your social media for me.
Vincent M Ward on everything.
Yeah. It's pretty easy to find.
Gotta make it simple. Vincent M Ward.
I know you stuck that M in there and no problem.
I had to. The original Vincent Ward called me. When I first moved here to California, my phone rang and a guy said, "May I speak to Vincent Ward, please?" I said, "Speaking." He's like, "This is the original Vincent Ward, and I'm letting you know you need to change your name or put your initial in." I said, "Excuse me?" I said, "Who are you and how'd you get my number?" He said, "It doesn't matter, just change your name." And he hung up on me. He did. And then I called SAG. I was like, "Who is this Vincent Ward man calling me?" And he's like, "Yeah, Mr. Ward, he called us and he has a problem with you guys having the same name. So he is right. You do have to put your middle name or your middle initial or whatever in." And that's where Vincent M. Ward came from, because the original Vincent Ward called me.
I feel like I need to meet this guy.
Yeah, he's on IMDb. He's been around for a while. But he was rude.
That's hilarious. All right, Vincent, hold on one second. All right, so that was our good friend, Vincent M. Ward. Such a fan of his, and it's such a privilege to have him as part of the cast of The Last Saturday Night. And I hope you guys are listening. So proud of this project. We put 2 years of work into it, and just an amazing cast. And it's so well written. Jennifer, we'll be having her on the show again very soon. She's such a talented, she was a terrific actress, but such a talented writer. I know you guys are going to love the series. And not just the big name stars, and there's a lot of them, but even the smaller actors. You could probably take me out of that group, but even the friends of Jennifer that she brought on the show, they're hilarious. They do such a good job. I'm so happy to have been even a small part of the last Saturday night. So if you haven't checked it out yet, it stars Sherilyn Fenn, Eric Roberts, Ed Asner, Jennifer Elise Cox, Charlene Tilton, Belle Adams, Hannah Aline, Chris Browning, Tim Russ. I could keep going. It's an amazing, amazing cast. So please give it a listen. At the time of this taping, episode 6 of 10 is out. We got 4 more to go. They run about 10 minutes each, and it's well worth your time. So definitely check that out. You can also help us out here at Two Opinionated. We're trying to grow our YouTube channel, MeisterCon Pod. If you could subscribe, be a big help to us. We've got 417 episodes and counting on there. You can also find all of those 417 audio and video on our website, meistercon.com. So please check that out as well. Thank you guys so much. Please listen to the last Saturday night. Till next time. Bye, everybody.